Hello and welcome to the spoken tutorial on phrase tags in HTML. In this tutorial, we will learn how to add comments in HTML and about phrase tags. To practice this tutorial, you should know to use any WYSIWYG or text editor and a web browser. If not, then go through gedit text editor and Firefox tutorials on this website. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu Linux 16.04 operating system, HTML5, gedit text editor, and Firefox web browser. However, you may use any other editor or browser of your choice. The files used in this tutorial are available in the code files link on this tutorial page. Please download and extract them. It is always a good practice to write comments when we write any code. It helps us to understand the written code. It enables us to write documentation of a program inside the code itself. It helps us to debug the code easily. It also helps us to skip a snippet of code without executing it. This is the syntax to write a comment in HTML. HTML comments are placed in between these tags. Any content that is between these tags will be treated as a comment, and it will completely ignored or skipped by the browser at the time of execution. Let us switch to the editor window and write a few comments. I have already created an HTML file named mysamplepage.html, and I have saved this file in my HTML folder on my machine. The same file is also available in the code files link on this tutorial page. This is how the output looks like. Go to the editor window. Let us make a few changes in this code. Next to the body tag, type the following. This is a single line comment. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Observe that there are no changes. This is because the command written inside the code did not get executed. It is also possible to write multi-line commands in our code. Let us now learn how to do that. Switch to the editor window. In the code, before the bold tag, type the begin comment tag. Less than symbol, exclamation, hyphen, hyphen. Then, before the body closing tag, type the close comment tag. Hyphen, hyphen, greater than symbol. Note that the multi-line command starts here and ends here. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Look at the output carefully. You will notice that the last two lines have disappeared. Recall, this is because the codes written in between the comment tags are not executed. Let us come back to the editor window and undo the multi-line comment. Save the file. Next, we will look at some phrase tags that are used in HTML. In this tutorial, we will learn to use the following phrase tags: strong, emphasized, marked, abbreviation, quote, cite, pre, and code. All these tags have a start and an end tag. We will look at these tags one by one. Switch to the editor window. Create a new HTML file named mypage.html with the code as shown here. The same file is also available in the code files link on this tutorial page. Come to the second line inside the body section. Here I have used the abbreviation tag for the word HTML. Inside the ABBR start tag, I have mentioned HTML abbreviation in the title attribute. Next, in the paragraph section, I have written the text first paragraph within the mark tag. Few lines below, I have used strong text inside the strong tag. And I have used emphasized text inside the EM tag. Switch to the folder where we have saved the file. Right-click on mypage.html file. Open the file in a web browser. Observe the output. Here, in the first line, we can see that the word HTML is underlined. Hover the mouse on it. We can see a tooltip with the abbreviation of HTML. Next, the word's first paragraph is highlighted. Also notice that the words strong text is in bold and the words emphasized text is in italic. We have used strong tag and em tag in the code. So the output shows the strong tag content in bold and the em tag content in italic. The output of strong and bold and emphasize and italic tags are identical. Bold and italic tags are used to format the presentation, whereas strong and emphasize tags gives more importance to the content. These will also be helpful in search engine optimization. Switch to the editor window. We can quote and cite the content with the help of Q and cite tags respectively. Here I have quoted a sentence and cited a website link for this section. Switch to the browser. Note that the quoted sentence is displayed inside the quotes and the cited contents appears in italic. To quote a sentence from a different source, we have to use block quote tag. Note that we have to scroll through the width of the page to view the entire sentence. To avoid this scroll, I need to provide a break in this sentence. Any guess on which tag to use here? Did you think of break tag? No, we have to use pre-tag. This will maintain the space, indentation, and line breaks like the way it is written in the code. Switch to the editor window. Here we can see that I have used the pre-tag for this section. Let me break the sentence after the word creating. Press Enter key on the keyboard to bring the remaining words to the next line. Save the file. Switch to the browser and refresh the page. Observe the change in the output now. Pre-tag helps us to display a program code on a web page. It can be any programming language code. For this, we have to use the code tag. It helps us in defining a snippet of code. Else, the browser will consider this as a normal text. Switch to the editor window. Here, inside our HTML code, I have written a simple C program inside the code tag. I have written this code block inside the pre-tag to maintain the indentations. If you know C programming, you will note that there is a bug in the first line. %LT semicolon and %GT semicolon instead of less than and greater than symbol. These are called HTML entities. In HTML, some characters are reserved. The browser will consider those characters as a part of HTML syntax. We can use these reserved characters in the content in the form of HTML entity. The name or number of the entities have to be returned in between ampersand and semicolon symbols. Here are some common HTML entities which we use regularly. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. Let us summarize. In this tutorial, we have learned how to add comments in HTML. We also learned about the following phrase tags used in HTML: comments, strong text, emphasized text, marked text, abbreviation, quote, cite, pre-tag, code tag, entities. As an assignment, open the file myhomepage.html which you created earlier. Write a C program within this file as shown below. The video at the following link summarizes the spoken tutorial project. Please download and watch it. The Spoken Tutorial project team conducts workshops and gives certificates. For more details, please write to us. Please post your timed queries in this forum. Spoken Tutorial project is funded by MHRD Government of India. This is Praveen from IIT Bombay signing off. Thank you for joining.